Escape into a world where streaming feeds your curiosity.
With Curiosity Stream, you get documentaries that spark wonder, ignite discovery, and make learning addictive.
Face it, you're curious. That's why you tune into the show.
From ancient secrets to futuristic tech, from deep space journeys to microbial mysteries, you'll find
Whether you're uncovering cursed artifacts, decoding the cosmos, or exploring the science of memory, Curiosity Stream transforms your screen into the ultimate classroom, minus the pop quizzes.
Stream Smarter, Think Deeper, Be Curious.
Dive in at curiositystream.com infogo or click the link in the show notes for exclusive offers. Discover the bold, handcrafted flavor of Pete's signature coffee blends, reserve selections, and limited edition roast. Only available at pete's.com.
Their decades of commitment to excellence, sustainability, and farmer first practices.
Ensure every bag is roasted to order, so you're getting the freshest beans possible delivered straight to your door.
Whether you enjoy drip, pour over, French press, espresso, cold brew, K cup pods, or espresso capsules, Pete's has the perfect roast for your brew method.
On the go, grab a bottle of cold brew or espresso and fuel your day with uncompromising quality.
And now the official home of Mighty Leaf Tea, bringing you exclusive blends, whole leaf tea pouches, loose leaf teas, iced teas, and teaware, all in one place.
Pete's Coffee, where passion meets your pour. Click the link in the show notes for exclusive offers. Hi, I'm William.
And I'm Kat,
And that makes this Info on the Go.
answering questions you want to know.
So, Kat, let's get our little shovels and our pails and let's dig deep on the beach.
The gritty, grainy, gets in your shoes and never leaves kind of sand.
The stuff you love and hate at the beach, right? You got to vacuum it out of your car for weeks and somehow you still find it in your socks in December.
But here's the twist. Sand isn't just beach litter or cat litter.
It's the unsung hero of civilization. It holds up our skyscrapers, powers our smartphones, filters our water, and believe it or not, might just save the planet.
It's like the Clark Kent of the natural world, unassuming everywhere and secretly saving the day.
I love that little punny thing. Sand on this episode of Info on the Go.
We walk on it, build with it, and barely give it a second thought, but sand is one of the most essential and underestimated materials shaping modern life.
It's not just the stuff of beaches and sandboxes. Sand is the silent architect of our cities, the invisible engineer behind our digital world, and a surprising player in the future of clean energy.
Let's uncover how this humble substance powers everything from skyscrapers to smartphones and even the batteries of tomorrow.
Sand originates from a variety of natural processes and sources, making it one of the most diverse and geologically rich materials on Earth.
Most sand begins its journey as solid rock, granite, basalt, limestone, or other types that's gradually broken down over thousands or even millions of years through weathering and erosion.
Wind, rain, freezing, and thawing, and the consistent movement of rivers and streams chips away at these rocks, grinding them into smaller and smaller particles until they become sand. And it's basically called erosion, right?
Right. Once formed, these grains are transported by rivers, glaciers, or wind to new environments, often ending up in riverbeds, deserts, or along coastlines.
In coastal areas, waves and tides further break down rocks and shells, smoothing and rounding the grains.
In tropical regions, sand can also come from biological sources coral reefs, shells, and even the excretions of marine animals like parrotfish, which grind coral and release it as fine white sand.
Well, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I knew that. I think I've seen that David Attenborough special.
Okay. I had to check that out.
Yeah.
The composition of sand varies depending on its source.
The most common type is quartz-based sand, rich in silicon dioxide, which is highly resistant to weathering.
Other sands may be made from calcium carbonate from shells or coral, volcanic glass from lava flows, or even gypsum in desert environments like White Sands National Park.
And White Sands National Park in southern New Mexico is a rare exception.
It spans over 275 square miles. It's home to the largest gypsum dune field on Earth, a brilliant white landscape formed from a soft mineral that doesn't absorb heat, making the dunes cool to touch even under intense sun. To me, that's a factoid, right?
Factoid.
There you go.
I love that. It's pretty cool to have cool to the touch desert area.
I mean, you go to the beach and that sand will about burn you alive.
Sure will. Depending
Yeah.
on, oof,
And river sand is just about as bad, especially in the summertime where we live.
it can be,
Yeah,
depending on how shady it is.
true. This is true.
This gypsum sand is rare because it dissolves easily in water and only forms in unique conditions like those in the Tularosa Basin, where runoff collects in Lake Lucero and evaporates, leaving behind selenite crystals that break down into sand.
Consistently reshaped by wind, the dunes support a surprising array of life, from pale lizards to desert adapted fish. What?
Why
I
you
didn't
didn't
know
know
that.
about desert adapted fish?
No, I did not.
They go dormant, I believe, until it rains again.
Oh my gosh. Sounds like an episode.
Agreed. Agreed. White Sands isn't just a desert, it's a shimmering, ever changing natural wonder shaped by geology, climate, and time.
So, sand is the product of Earth's slow, patient sculpting, shaped by time, terrain, and life itself.
Sand is also the second most consumed natural resource on Earth after water. Factoid.
Wow, did you know that?
I did not, but it makes sense.
It, I mean, if you stop and think about it, yeah, I don't know. I mean, like sand is in everything.
Right,
We're going to get into it, but I didn't know it was the second most consumed natural resource on Earth, uh, after water either, though.
right.
Anyway, it forms the backbone of construction used in concrete, mortar, asphalt, and bricks.
Without it, there would be no roads, no buildings, no bridges, but its role doesn't stop at infrastructure.
High purity silica sand is the key ingredient in glass making, from window panes to fiber optics. And that's another factoid because I didn't know sand was in fiber optics. Did you?
No, I didn't, so factoid.
I mean, not already. We done hit what, three in this episode?
Right, right. We're not even a quarter in.
No.
And when refined into silicon, it becomes the foundation of microchips, the tiny brains inside every computer, phone, and smart device we use.
So sand makes the microchips in our devices?
Right.
Well, that's another factoid, if you ask me. I mean,
Factoid. Yeah.
s- so that's four.
Yes.
Yet sand's story is more than industrial.
It's ecological too.
Sand plays a vital role in stabilizing shorelines by acting as a natural buffer between land and sea.
When waves crash onto a sandy beach, the loose grains absorb and dissipate much of the wave energy, reducing the impact on inland areas and helping to prevent erosion.
Unlike rigid coastlines, sandy shores are dynamic. They shift and reshape in response to tides, storms, and seasonal changes.
This flexibility allows beaches to naturally rebuild themselves after erosion events, with gentle waves gradually pushing sand back onto the shore.
I kind of knew that, but I didn't know that, if that makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, like I think I learned that in school, but I didn't know that they could rebuild themselves after erosion.
And it makes sense. I mean, it just kind of fill it in.
Sand also supports living shoreline projects where it's combined with native vegetation and sometimes rock to create resilient, eco-friendly barriers that reduce erosion while supporting biodiversity. Yay, sand.
Right. These sandy habitats are crucial for species like sea turtles and shorebirds, and they help maintain the ecological balance that further stabilizes the coast.
In some cases, sand is used alongside engineered structures like breakwaters or sills, which reduce wave intensity and encourage sand accumulation.
In all these ways, sand acts not just as a passive material, but as an active agent in protecting and preserving our shorelines.
Sand filters water through a remarkably simple yet effective natural process that relies on both physical and biological mechanisms.
When water passes through layers of sand, it undergoes physical filtration where suspended particles like dirt, debris, and even some microorganisms are trapped in the tiny spaces between sand grains.
The size, shape, and arrangement of these grains create a maze-like path that forces water to slow down and weave through, giving contaminants more chances to stick to the grains or get caught in the filter bed. I
A
like
typical
clean water.
Right, same. A typical sand filter consists of multiple layers: coarse sand or gravel at the bottom for drainage, finer sand in the middle for primary filtration, and sometimes a top layer of even coarser material to catch larger debris.
As water percolates downward, larger particles are caught near the top, while finer particles are filtered out deeper in the bed.
The flow rate and depth of the sand are crucial. Slower flow and deeper beds allow for more thorough filtration.
But there's more than just physics at play.
Over time, a thin biological layer called the Schmutzdeck forms on the surface of the sand.
This layer is rich in beneficial microorganisms that consume harmful bacteria and organic matter, adding a biological purification component to the system.
This makes sand filtration especially effective in slow sand filters, which can remove up to 99% of pathogens without chemicals.
So, man, I love some clean drinking water, and we owe that to sand.
Yes.
All right, go sand. I'm team sand here.
Yes, me too. I'm
All
here
right.
for it.
In essence, sand acts as a natural sieve and a microbial ecosystem, quietly transforming murky water into something much cleaner and safer.
Sand supports biodiversity in riverbeds and coastal habitats by creating dynamic, life sustaining environments that serve as both shelter and breeding grounds for a wide range of species.
In riverbeds, sand forms the substrate for benthic ecosystems, communities of organisms that live on or within the riverbed.
These include insects, mollusks, crustaceans, and microorganisms that form the base of aquatic food chains.
The porous nature of sand allows for oxygen exchange and water filtration, creating ideal conditions for eggs to incubate and larvae to develop.
Fish species often rely on sandy bottoms for spawning, while aquatic plants anchor themselves in sandy sediments, stabilizing the ecosystem and providing cover for smaller organisms.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Travel is about connection, discovering new cultures, building unforgettable memories, and embracing the global community.
But let's be honest, it can get chaotic. That's where Level 8 steps in, designed for real travelers. Level 8 luggage blends sleek style with practical function.
Its intelligent compartmentalization keeps your essentials perfectly organized. Ultra durable materials withstand the inevitable, and a lifetime warranty ensures you're covered for every adventure ahead.
In celebration of Level 8's anniversary, take 20% off with code PREAS20 now through July 23rd. Just browsing?
Use Level 8 Info 10 anytime for 10% off. No expiration, no limits. Level 8 isn't just luggage, it's travel reimagined. Full details and discount codes are waiting for you in the show notes.
Step into quality with Georgia Boots' full line of work and casual boots for men, women, and kids. Trusted by farmers, ranchers, loggers, and everyday heroes who need dependable footwear that works as hard as they do.
From the job site to the great outdoors, Georgia boots are built tough, worn proud, and now easier to get than ever, with free shipping and returns on orders of $50 and up.
And with prices you won't find anywhere else, there's never been a better time to find your perfect fit.
Built to last, priced to move, worn by those who keep America moving. Step up your footwear game today with Georgia boots.
Click the link in the show notes for exclusive offers for our Info on the Go fans. Hey, your dream getaway starts with Apple Vacations. Planning that perfect escape has never been easier. Whether you're craving sun soaked beaches, all exclusive luxury, or family friendly fun, we've got it covered with unbeatable vacation packages to the Caribbean, Mexico, Hawaii, Central America, and beyond.
Enjoy exclusive deals, nonstop flights from major cities, and hand-picked resorts that take the guesswork out of travel. From romantic retreats to group getaways, Apple Vacations makes it simple to relax, recharge, and make unforgettable memories. Book with confidence, travel with ease, vacation like never before. Apple Vacations, your getaway, your way. Click the link in the show notes for exclusive offers.
And coastal habitats, sandbanks, and dunes offer critical nesting and foraging grounds for birds, turtles, and invertebrates.
These sandy zones act as buffers against storm surges and sea level rise, protecting inland ecosystems while supporting marine biodiversity.
Sand also plays a role in nutrient cycling and sediment transport, which helps maintain the health of estuaries and wetlands, some of the most biologically productive environments on Earth.
However, this delicate balance is increasingly threatened by sand, mining, and dredging, which disrupt these habitats, reduce water quality, and destabilize food webs.
In essence, sand is not just a passive material, it's a foundational element in the architecture of life along rivers and coast.
There's a growing global shortage of sand, and it's becoming one of the most pressing yet under-recognized sustainability challenges of the 21st century.
Did you know that?
I did not.
With sand being the second most consumed natural resource on Earth after water, and as urbanization accelerates, especially in rapid developing regions, the demand for sand has skyrocketed.
The United Nations estimates that between 32 and 50 billion tons of sand and gravel are extracted each year, far outpacing the natural rate at which sand is replenished.
The problem isn't just quantity, it's quality.
And not all sand is suitable for construction or industrial use.
For example, desert sand is too smooth and rounded to bind well in concrete, so builders rely on river, lake, and coastal sand, which is being depleted at alarming rates.
This has led to illegal sand mining, environmental degradation, and even violent conflicts in some regions.
The shortage is already impacting ecosystems.
Removing sand from riverbeds and coastlines disrupts habitats, increases erosion, and threatens biodiversity.
It also affects infrastructure as weakened shorelines and riverbeds become more vulnerable to flooding and collapse,
While sand may seem abundant, the kind we need most is running out, and fast.
which has caused another issue, which is sand on the black market. Did you know that sand was on the black market?
No, that's wild.
I mean, th- this is how big the problem is. Sand is being sold on the black market.
You know it's bad when
Yeah,
sand is being sold on the black market,
it's
because that's where
crazy.
they buy all kinds of other things. It might sound like a plot of a dystopian thriller, but it's real. Sand has a black market and it's booming.
As demand for sand skyrockets, driven by construction, glass making, and tech industries, this seemingly abundant resource has become a target for organized crime.
In countries across Asia, Africa, and Latin America, sand mafias have emerged, powerful and often violent syndicates that control illegal sand extraction and trade.
Sand mafias?
Sand mafias.
I would have never thought we would have got sand mafias out of this episode.
Me either.
These groups operate in the shadows, dredging rivers, stripping beaches, and mining protected lands, often in defiance of environmental laws and with the help of bribed officials.
The profits are staggering. The global value of illegal sand extraction is estimated between 199 billion and 350 billion annually, on par with illicit trades like drug trafficking and illegal fishing.
Wow, it's up there with drug trafficking.
Wow.
Sand is up there with drug trafficking. That's how big this issue is. The human cost is chilling. In India, environmental defenders, journalists, and even farmers have been threatened, attacked, or killed for opposing illegal sand mining.
One man, Mahavir Ram, was shot in the arm after protesting sand mining on his farmland.
In Nepal, a 25-year-old student named Prakash Matato was crushed to death by a truck while leading a movement to protect the area river from illegal mining.
These are not isolated incidents. They reflect a global pattern of violence and impunity.
The environmental toll is equally severe. Riverbeds are gorged out, leading to collapsed banks, habitat destruction, and water pollution.
Coastal sand theft, especially in tourist destinations like the Caribbean, has led to entire beaches disappearing overnight, with stolen sand sold to resorts or construction firms.
That is crazy.
That's sad.
Entire beaches gone overnight. Despite its scale, the sand black market remains underregulated and underreported.
The United Nations Environment Program has warned that sand extraction is one of the least monitored resource industries in the world, even as it fuels corruption, ecological collapse, and social unrest.
While sand isn't just slipping through our fingers, it's being stolen, smuggled, and fought over.
And the consequences are far more serious than most people realize.
Sand is now entering a new chapter as a medium for thermal energy storage.
That's right. Researchers are developing sand batteries that can store renewable energy as heat, offering a low cost, long duration solution to one of the biggest challenges in clean energy.
So the next time you see a grain of sand, don't just think of a beach.
Think of the glass in your hand, the chip in your phone, the concrete beneath your feet, and the energy grid of the future.
And sand mafias.
Right.
Yeah, sand is everywhere and it's doing far more than we ever imagined.
At first glance, sand may seem like an unremarkable substance.
But when it comes to making glass, not just any sand will do.
The real star of the show is silica sand, a high purity form of quartz composed almost entirely of silicon dioxide.
This isn't your average beach sand. It's a rare, redefined material that undergoes a remarkable transformation when exposed to extreme heat.
To make glass, silica sand is combined with soda ash and limestone, then heated in a furnace to temperatures exceeding 1,600 degrees Celsius or 2,912 degrees Fahrenheit.
That is hot.
It's really hot.
That is really hot.
And I didn't
You
know glass was made with soda ash. I use soda ash in tie dyeing.
really?
Yeah.
What do you use soda ash for?
So if you soak you have to have real cotton clothes if you're going to tie dye. You can't use any synthetic fibers or anything like that. The dye won't set right. But you soak the shirt in soda ash and it opens up the fibers to better for the dye to better adhere to.
Huh. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Factoid.
Factoid. You want to know a little bit about tie dyeing?
Yeah. Okay. We'll have to learn a little bit about tie-dye. At this point, the sand fuses into a molten state and once cooled becomes glass.
But the quality of that glass, its clarity, strength, and durability depends entirely on the purity and grain size of the silica sand used.
For high-end applications like smartphone screens, solar panels, and fiber optics, the sand must be over 99% pure and contain minimal iron content, which can otherwise tint the glass and reduce transparency.
The level of purity is incredibly rare. Of the estimated 50 billion tons of sand extracted globally each year, less than 1% meets the stringent standards required for glassmaking.
Wow, that is crazy.
That is crazy.
I mean, man, that I can't even my little brain can't even wrap its head around it.
Right. I mean, 50 billion tons of sand, and only 1% of that 50 billion is able to be
Glass.
made into glass.
Yeah. Wow. The secret life of sand, right?
Right.
It's sourced from certain geological deposits, often ancient riverbeds, fossil beaches, or glacial outwash plains, where the grains are uniform, angular, and chemically stable.
Silica sand is the backbone of multiple glass types: flat glass for windows and architectural panes, container glass for bottles and jars, specialty glass for electronics, optics, and solar energy, and fiberglass for insulation and industrial materials.
I didn't know fiberglass was made from sand.
I didn't know fiberglass was a sort of glass. I thought that was just, I thought that's what they called it.
I thought it was like a plastic type stuff.
Right, same.
Yeah. Wow, we just learned something new here.
I know that it's not fun to play with.
Each of these applications demands a different level of purity and grain size, but all rely on the same functional ingredient, ultra clean, precisely sorted silica sand.
So the next time you look through a window, tap your phone screen, or sip from a glass bottle, remember you're looking at the end result of a grain of sand that's been through fire, redefined by science, and shaped by centuries of craftsmanship.
Here's where it gets futuristic. That unassuming grain of silica sand, so common, it lines beaches and riverbeds, and the raw material behind the most advanced technology on Earth.
Through a meticulous and high tech transformation, it becomes ultra pure silicon, the foundation of semiconductors.
Without it, there would be no smartphones, no laptops, no satellites, no AI. It's the silent force powering the digital revolution. Thank you, San.
Right?
Yeah.
The journey begins with high purity silica sand, which is refined into metallurgical grade silicon through high temperature reduction process in a furnace.
But that's just the beginning. To be used in electronics, the silicon must reach electronic grade purity, meaning fewer than one impurity atom per billion silicon atoms.
That's 99.9% pure. Achieving this level of perfection requires a process called the Czochralski method, where a seed crystal is dipped into molten silicon and slowly pulled upward while rotating, forming a flawless cylindrical crystal called an ingot.
This ingot, often weighing over 100 kilograms, is then sliced into ultra thin discs known as wafers, each about 1 millimeter thick and up to 300 millimeters in diameter.
These wafers are polished into a mere finish, creating a pristine surface needed for building microchips.
From here, the real magic begins.
Using photolithography, ion implantation, etching, and doping, engineers build microscopic circuits layer by layer onto the wafer.
These circuits form the transistors, memory cells, and logic gates that make up everything from your phone's processor to the control systems in electrical cars.
A single wafer can hold hundreds of chips, each containing billions of transistors.
It's a staggering transformation from a grain of sand to a silicon wafer to a chip that can power a Mars rover or train a neural network.
And it all hinges on the purity, structure, and stability of silicon, a material born from sand, refined by fire, and sculpted by light.
Now for the twist. Sand isn't just a relic from ancient deserts. It's becoming a cornerstone of the renewable energy revolution.
As the world races to decarbonize, one of the biggest challenges isn't generating clean energy, it's storing it.
Solar panels and wind turbines produce power intermittently, often generating more electricity than we can use at the moment.
That's where sand batteries come in, a simple, scalable, and surprisingly elegant solution to one of green energy's thorniest problems.
At the heart of the innovation is a deceptively basic idea. Use sand or crushed rock to store heat.
When excess electricity is available, say during a sunny afternoon or a windy night, it's used to heat air, which is then circulated through a massive insulated silo filled with sand.
The sand, thanks to its high heat capacity, can be heated to 400 from 400 to 600 Celsius and retain that thermal energy for days or even weeks with minimal loss.
One of the most impressive real world examples is in Porniinen, Finland, where the company Polar Night Energy has built the world's largest operational sand battery.
This 13-meter tall silo holds 2,000 metric tons of crushed soapstone, a byproduct from a local fireplace manufacturer, and can store 1,000 megawatt hours of heat.
That's enough to keep the town warm through the frigid Nordic winter, replacing oil and wood chips in a distinct heating system and slashing emissions by up to 70%.
What makes sand batteries so compelling isn't just their performance, it's their simplicity and sustainability.
They don't rely on rare earth metals, lithium, or cobalt. The materials are cheap, non toxic, and often locally sourced.
The system itself has no moving parts, no chemical reactions, and doesn't degrade over time like lithium ion batteries.
It's low tech in the best way, durable, affordable, and easy to integrate into existing infrastructure.
And the potential goes beyond heating.
While current systems focus on thermal applications like warming homes, offices, and even swimming pools,
Future designs aim to convert stored heat back into electricity using steam turbines or thermophotovoltaic systems.
this could create a full power to heat to power P2H2P loop, offering a clean, long duration energy storage option that rivals traditional batteries.
In a world where energy storage is the final frontier of the clean energy transition, sand, abundant, ancient, and overlooked, might just be the key to unlocking a stable, fossil free future.
As we close this journey through the hidden power of sand, it's worth pausing to consider what this humble material really represents.
Beyond its industrial might and technological utility, sand is a profound metaphor, one that has echoed through literature, philosophy, and spiritual traditions for centuries.
Sand is a language of time.
In our glasses, it marks the steady, irreversible passage of moments.
Each grain slipping through the narrow neck is a reminder that time, once spent, cannot be reclaimed.
Isn't that the truth? The phrase sands of time captures this perfectly, invoking both the vastness of history and the fleeting nature of now.
But sand is also a symbol of impermanence.
A sand castle, no matter how intricate, is destined to fall. In this way, sand teaches us humility.
It reminds us that nothing, no empire, no invention, no idea is immune to change.
Everything is in motion, always being reshaped.
And yet, sand is also a metaphor for transformation.
Under pressure and heat, it becomes glass, transparent, strong, and enduring.
Refined further, it becomes silicon, the crystalline heart of our digital world.
What begins as a grain beneath our feet can end up as a lens, a screen, or a microchip. It's a journey from the natural to the technological, from ancient to futuristic.
Sand connects opposites, the desert and the data center, the beach and the battery, the past and the possible.
It's a bridge between the physical and the symbolic, the mundane and the miraculous.
And in that way, it reminds us that even the smallest things, things we overlook, step on, or sweep away, can hold the power to shape civilizations.
So the next time you run your fingers through sand, think of it not just as dust or debris, but as a quiet archive of time, a vessel of transformation, and a mirror of our own impermanence and potential.
As always, we found some fun and interesting facts about, well, sand.
Sand can sing.
Yes, under the right conditions, sand can produce eerie, low frequency sounds, often called singing, booming, or barking sand.
This happens when dry sand grains of a certain size and shape rub against each other during avalanches or wind movement, creating vibrations that resonate like a musical instrument.
And not all sand comes from rock.
In tropical regions, some white sand beaches are made almost entirely from parrotfish poop. Wow, I don't know if I want to.
Think about that anymore.
Yeah, I don't. My little germy brain is like, no, man, that's just parrotfish poop.
Right. These fish nibble on coral, digest the algae, and excrete the pulverized coral as fine sand. A single parrotfish can produce hundreds of pounds of sand each year.
Factoid.
Factoid.
That is crazy.
Yes.
Sand can be magnetic.
Some beaches, especially those near volcanic regions, contain magnetite, a naturally magnetic mineral.
You can actually pick up grains of this sand with a magnet. An odd but fascinating beach trick.
Sand can form in reverse.
While most sand forms from the breakdown of rock, in certain mineral-rich waters, the opposite can occur,
Tiny particles get coated with minerals like calcium carbonate, forming obolites, small spherical grains that grow over time like pearls.
which is clam spit.
Hmm.
Coral can be made of sand.
Some coral species, like those in the genus Palithoa, incorporate sand into their skeletons, up to 65% of their body weight.
This makes them more resistant to ocean acidification and environmental stress.
You probably have sand in your pantry.
Okay, so technically, sugar and salt qualify as sand under geological definitions. They're granular materials with particle sizes between 0.062 and 2 millimeters.
So, yes, your kitchen is a mini desert.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Me,
Next time I go to the kitchen, I'm gonna be like, I'm going to the Sahara.
I've got a jar of dirt.
A single grain of sand can take thousands of years to form.
Each grain is a tiny time capsule shaped by millennia of weathering, erosion, and transport.
It may have started as a mountain, traveled through rivers, and finally settled on a beach or in your shoe.
Sand is in outer space.
Meteorites and lunar dust contain tiny grains of silicate minerals, essentially space sand.
Some of these grains predate our solar system, making them among the oldest materials ever studied.
And there you have it, the secret life of sand. Who knew?
How does it predate our solar system? That's wild.
Well, I mean, you think if it predates our solar system, it could be a meteorite that came from another. A meteorite could come from another galaxy into our solar system,
Right, that's true.
and and as time it breaks down and uh, it erodes into sand.
Right. Right.
I mean, when this was given to me, sand, I was like, no, there's not going to be enough. This is going to be a dash for sure. This could have been a two-part episode if we had stretched it out.
Dang.
I mean, like, there was so much more about sand. I mean, who knew that there was a sand mafia and white beaches are mainly parrotfish poop.
Right. Right. And parrotfish are actually kind of cute.
Well, I mean, I think after this episode, I'll probably want to look at the desert fish and the parrotfish maybe somewhere down the road.
There you go. That sounds good.
But I mean, my curiosity about sand is actually 5 levels up after this.
It's definitely peaking.
Sure. That's all I've got.
Me too. If you would like to support this podcast, tell a friend and help get the word out.
If you would like to help us keep the show going, you can do so at Patreon. The link is in the show notes.
William and I want to thank you for listening.
Yes, thank you.
Join the Facebook group at Info on the Go
Share with us your show ideas.
or ask us a question.
Subscribe and follow us wherever you get your podcast.
Send us a text using the link in the show notes or leave a review.
Email us at
infoonthegopodcast@gmail.com.
we would love to hear from you. And yes, that is all one word. Till next time.
Stay curious.